Hey, I didn't even know I was on mute, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm looking down like, what is my thing doing on mute? But yeah, I got two videos, y'all, that I'm going to play. I want y'all to listen to these videos. I just found these videos last night. Y'all know I've been doing a lot of research all week, y'all. All week. Ooh, I be so tired sometime at night, child, trying to, research some stuff. But hey, Two Cents. Hey, girl. How are you? Y'all know tomorrow Friday, so I'm gonna take tomorrow off, y'all. Ooh, this has been a busy week for me, trying to keep up with this stories, trying to find stories. It's a lot, y'all. Trying to, look for stories and keep up with a story. It's definitely can be a lot of work sometimes. It really, really can. And I've been trying to keep up with this, for y'all, my supporters and stuff. That's really has been coming through, coming in the chat, supporting me all week, and I really appreciate y'all been rocking out with me. So I went and looked up some stuff. So I'm going to let y'all hear this. I'm not gonna wait for people to come in. Whoever come in, they can go back and watch the replay and they can listen to it. I ain't got no mods in here right now. Nope. Some will come in eventually. Okay, y'all. So this is the lady here. Well, matter of fact, she's a journalist. And I went through her page yesterday. Nice lady. Like her content and everything. Um, she had some things to say, and some things she's saying that she's going to say I didn't know anything about. And I know in one of her videos, uh, she did mention that Carlos have to be in court on October the 8th for domestic violence. So I think the domestic violence was because of baby mama number one. Mm-hmm. So y'all ready? Let's get into it. Let me know if y'all can hear it too. I'm gonna
Do know is that on February 20th, 2025, Carlos announced the birth of his son with Holly, baby Carson. Less than 2 months later, he posted a picture wishing Holly, a very pregnant Holly, a happy birthday. Also, it's public knowledge that Holly and Romika would trade blows back and forth online. And while the source that we spoke with a few days back alleges that these two ladies had actually never had a physical confrontation before, there are some reports that say different. It's hard not to speculate in this case, and it's also very difficult not to take sides. Because just like you, I've listened to the entirety of the witness statement. While her name is unknown, her voice is very recognizable from that viral video on the day that Romika was killed. So if this was the same person, we know that she was actually on the scene, and she was one of the first people to call 911. Since this video, I required audio from two separate eyewitnesses that were also on the scene. Just like this eyewitness eyewitness that we're about to listen to, none of them were there before the altercation happened. So while we verify the validity of the 2 eyewitness audio tapes we've exclusively acquired,
now, y'all, the other eyewitness she's talking about, she's not going to name them, right? And she's not going to play their audio. But I think it's going to be a young man that come on her panel and they're going to discuss what they talked about. But I don't know what the reason why she don't want to play that video of that other person. But it was another person that she did interview behind the scenes.
Here's what that particular eyewitness had to say.
I was actually the one at the scene. So I was the one that was yelling out to arrest her because everybody wasn't doing anything. I was actually the one who called the cops first. And I saw them when they were fighting in the beginning. And I was like, this is not right. He was slamming her with a door when she was standing in her door frame, not even close to the female on the other side. So she was literally standing on the other side of the road, and her baby daddy was literally slamming the door on her back. So she went back into her car, came back out, and then this was when the baby daddy walked towards the other baby mama. After this happened, he grabbed her by the waist. She tried to wiggle away from him. Her arm was like literally almost getting free with his arm around her neck this time, because he was holding her by the waist in the beginning and she wiggled out, After this happened, he had her in the, like, almost looking like a headlock to me on the side. And then the other baby mama stated, "I'm going to shoot you, bitch. Watch me shoot you, bitch." And he stated, she's going to go get her gun. She's going to go get her gun. Watch. And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around. And when the woman, the mother, who slipped away from him for at least maybe a good second, as soon as she slipped away, she shot her. And she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him holding her for a split second. Maybe he was in shock. This supposedly was your first baby mama, because when I was on the bus, I heard him and her screaming, and she was literally saying, she was like, "I just dropped off my fucking baby." What? I just dropped off my fucking baby. Are you guys kidding me? As soon as I got off the 21 bus, and trust me, they got it. You know what I mean? She said she dropped her baby off, and you don't know who she is. You know what I mean? And I was like, arrest her. She needs to get arrested. You know what I mean? They weren't even thinking. There was another black female cop who came up, and a Mexican short cop. And I pointed out, I was like, the gun's in her car. The gun's in the car. Why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, a self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was hey, here's a gun, this is what happened. It was no self-defense. I swear to you, it did not look like no self-defense. It looked like you shot her because you were just angry or something. You know what I mean? And to me, when she shot her, it wasn't the female that got shot, she wasn't with any gun. She didn't have no weapon, no knives, no nothing. So what was it that frightened you so much? You had to run around your car, go into your passenger seat or whatever the case is, and you reached in to get your gun and shoot this woman. So to me, it was a senseless. They were arguing because she was pulling up, and I guess they ended up parking. Why was her car parked on the sidewalk? Because I seen she ran towards the sidewalk to get her gun, and it was a small black vehicle, and he had a black truck, I think. And literally, he came out of his truck looking real, he wasn't on anything but being mischievous, nothing but what was he was planning something, you know what I mean? And I called the cops on the first time I called the cops, it was because he was attacking her, and the other girl was just yelling at her, and she was arguing back. So there was nothing going on for her to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna step back over here to go get my gun." She was nowhere near her.
How do we get from Carlos announcing his son, baby Carson's birth on February 20th to him wishing Holly a happy birthday April 7th, and then just a few months later, her taking Romika's life? I hesitate to speak prematurely, and I do pride myself in full transparency in my investigative journalism. So it might take me a bit longer to release these other 2 audio files from witnesses. I'd also like to share a heartfelt plea that Romika's cousin, her Facebook name is Jalisa No, posted just a couple of hours ago. She's making an urgent request to the state's attorney, Eileen O'Neill Burke.
And y'all, I want to say this. I think that she's going to release Holly's real name. It's either in this video or another video that I will play after this one. So let's listen. And she's also getting ready to read a letter that someone in the family wrote to the DA office.
Reinvestigation and charging review in the homicide of Romika Meeks. I'm going to read a bit of her letter, but if you'd like to read the entire thing, then I'll be sharing a link down in the description box. And for those of you that would also like to reach out to the state's attorney, Jalissa has shared the email and the phone number, which I'll also be sharing in the description box below. Romika's cousin writes, "Dear State's Attorney O'Neill Burke, I'm writing to urgently request a comprehensive reinvestigation and charging review of the homicide of Romika Meeks, who was fatally shot on September 8th, 2025, outside her child's school. The shooter, Holly Johnson, also known as Quadasia Johnson, was released the same day of the homicide after claiming self-defense as a concealed carry license holder. The same day release occurred despite serious evidence that this was a premeditated, coordinated act of violence orchestrated by Johnson and her boyfriend, Carlos Way, the victim's child's father. Johnson's self-defense claim is directly contradicted by physical evidence, eyewitness testimony, and a sequence of events leading up to the shooting. Jalissa goes on to give some key facts requiring immediate review. Number one, the shooting in a school zone with children present. She alleges that the shooting occurred directly outside the victim's child's school during school hours. Next, she says the victim's child was not present. Other children were arriving late to school because the school day starts at 8:30. She says the shooting occurred at approximately 9:06 a.m., meaning there were children and families still outside or near the school entrance. Holly Johnson has no school-age children, raising serious questions about her presence at the location during the school drop-off hours. She says that there's a need for a complete timeline reconstruction to fully understand the deliberate planning and sequence of events, and the family is requesting that the office of the attorney create a precise timeline of every action by Holly Johnson, Carlos Way, and others between 8 a.m. and the moment of the shooting at 9:06 a.m. This should include video footage, phone calls, text messages, and witness accounts showing their movements and interaction minute by minute. She says that Carlos drove Johnson to the school despite knowing tensions were high, deliberately creating an encounter with the victim. She also says if Johnson truly feared for her safety, she had time to flee the scene or call 911. Instead, she chose to run and retrieve a gun, proving intent to escalate rather than avoid violence. She also goes on to give a list of applicable charges, specific investigative actions required, and a few more requests from the family. Again, if you'd like to read the entire statement, it will be in the description box below. I'd like to close on this. Cases like this happen every single day, unfortunately. Yes, this country absolutely needs gun reform laws, but think of how many unnecessary deaths and acts of violence occur because human beings cannot control their egos and their impulses. As a matter of fact, most of the private citizens that carry guns should not have access to a deadly weapon. On that particular day, Holly Johnson was one of them. We've yet to hear from her, so we don't know exactly what type of imminent danger she's claiming to have faced. We don't know if she was actually in fear for her life or her 5-month-old infant's life. But one thing that we know is right now, 2 mothers are not home with their children, and 1 will never be again. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Naja News.
Okay,
and I'll be back very soon with the exclusive audio from the other eyewitnesses.
Hold on, y'all. I'm coming with the other one. Okay, so this is another one that I'm going to play for you guys. Yeah, this lady here is a journalist. She's very beautiful. And she don't like putting out fake information. And I understand because she is a journalist. So she has to do a lot of research before she can just put out stuff. Exactly, sis. I agree with you. Too many. Some people don't need weapons. Okay, let me go back. All right, I'm trying to get this to play. Okay, what's going on here? Hold on, y'all. Okay, now why this ain't playing? Hold on. Okay, let's see here. Where did I go wrong at? Hold on, y'all. Come on. Not today.
The other former girlfriend, or and if he thinks that that's going to be one happy family, there's a risk for him having no access to both children. You know what I mean? It's like, and how does a child grow up with a woman, and he learns that this woman killed my mother? Like, it's just, these are all things that, we're Monday morning quarterback that nobody really thought about before. Did Ramika think, like, if I get out of this car, I'm going to get shot? Probably not. Yeah. I don't think she was aware that Holly had a gun. Right.
You're not thinking when you're enraged, hey, this person has a restraining order against me, but I'm going to pursue them. I'm enraged. I'm angry. I'm hurt. We don't know what Carlos, we still don't know exactly what he's telling both of these women. We don't know if they were texting back and forth. We do know that they had a violent relationship that went both ways. We know they actively fought each other. He is not a saint. He's simply not a saint. I don't know if he's a domestic abuser. We'll have to see what the court says on the 8th. So
I think one of the interesting things was, I remember now that in the conversation was the individual.
Okay, y'all, let me take this back, okay? Let me take it back. Let me just take this back for a second. Okay. This thing is just getting on my nerve. Why is my mouse acting up today? Damn. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get it to act right here now. Hold on. I don't know why does it keep spinning around here. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get it to play.
Carlos allegedly coming to deface her property, destroying her home, and saying what.
I don't know. This thing is acting up today. My laptop, it just won't act right. What in the world? Hold on, y'all. I don't know why it's not acting right. It's not. I see it. I don't know if it's freezing on my end. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this one today, y'all. I don't know. It just won't act right today. It just keep going around. Let me see. I don't know. I don't have nothing open, so I don't know why it's acting up. It's just not giving me problems today, y'all. I don't know. Why is my laptop acting up today? I don't know. It was playing. All right, now let me just go back to the video again, y'all. Let me see something. Let me go back. Could have been frozen. Let me go back to the video. Okay, now let me see. Let's see what it would do. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know. I'm not sure what the problem is today. Okay.
That she had a restraining order against.
I want to bring it back.
So my takeaway from this is, in that instance, in that situation, she should have left. And I just want people to realize that we've got to avoid.
Because this was a good one that I wanted y'all to really hear. See, it just keep going out. I don't.
Confrontation again.
This was a good one. I don't know why it's keep going in and out. I don't know. Just keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and I don't know why. Yeah, now I was looking at this early and I wasn't having no problems at all with it. Now all of a sudden they want to go crazy.
Romika saw them, and this is what I have not seen reported anywhere. Romika saw them, did a U-turn, burnt rubber, did a U-turn, saw them, and she proceeded to follow them. Now, some sort of way a car ended up, and you can look at the way the cars are aligned. Carlos had the black sedan, I believe. Romika was in another vehicle, lighter colored vehicle. She did the U-turn, swerved, almost cut them off. And yes, Holly did have a restraining order against Romika. No, Romika did not have a restraining order against Carlos. They do have an active domestic violence case that Carlos has to go to court for on October 8th. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But Steph, okay, speak to some more of the details of what happened when Romika did the U-turn, some sort of way an altercation happens. So speak to that.
From what I understand, they knew what time she dropped off her son. Romika dropped off her son, okay? They would know that she would drop him off and leave, and then they would leave the house because it was very close proximity to school and get on with their day. They were attempting to avoid her. Now, you have to remember, in a restraining order situation, okay, the onus of the responsibility of no contact is on the person who the restraining order is against. So if I have a restraining order against you, you see me, it's your responsibility to avoid me. In this case, it was Romika's responsibility to avoid them. She had a restraining order against the girlfriend. So, my takeaway from this is, in that instant, in that situation, Romika was in the wrong. She should have left, and I just want people to realize, we've got to avoid confrontation. Again, it was an escalation. Then she got out of her car, then they got out of the car, and nobody, in their minds are thinking someone's going to end up dead in this situation. But Holly was, had her CCL and had a gun. So, I play it over and over in my head, and I've seen this a million times. And, you and I talked, and one thing I think that's really important is, I'd seen we saw some videos of Romika that weren't flattering, and she was incredibly angry, and we've all been angry, and I understand that, and we're not going to show those videos. My concern is, and I would always ask people, if you're at that point where you're really conflicted, they need help from people like you. Like, I felt like Romika didn't have the help, or people weren't understanding how deep in trouble she was. But I completely understand it. She was heartbroken. She was angry. Carlos was going back and forth between both of these women, but this is not the answer. And, I played this over and over in my head, and she ended up dead in an incredibly violent way, outside the school, close to the home of where Carlos was. And
okay, let's clear that up also, because, and without giving his address, he lives on the 2100 block. And the school is on the 2200 block. The incident happened at his house. His house is so close to the school that he can see the school from his window. And I might have mixed up the 22 and 21 if the school might be at 22, but he lives very close. So the incident was not at the school. So Holly probably won't be charged with any sort of incident happening on the school ground because it was not at the school. It was down the block. Also, I want to kind of double back, Steph, because me and you disagreed about this off camera. We were told that Romika saw Carlos driving in this direction. She saw his car, did a U-turn, and then she tailed them. But you're saying they waited until she was gone, which could still be the same case, but we do know that she pursued them and came after them. And from what we are told from the source, the resource that we have, our contact, is that she instigated the act of violence. She instigated the act of violence.
Well, again, I want to remind people that she had a restraining order against her, and however upsetting that is, the burden of responsibility of avoiding contact is on the individual who the restraining order is against. Okay, so Holly had the restraining order against Romika from, I guess, past situations, whatever, we don't know. But I watched the press conference yesterday, as did you, with the mom, and it was so heartbreaking. I'm glad to know that her son is with the grandmother. I understand that Holly's son is with her mother because she's not allowed to have
Holly
him,
that have her
child
son,
until all of this gets sorted out. So at least we know that the children are safe.
Holly's son too.
Our source told us that, and obviously Carlos is incredibly
heartbroken,
really upset about this. Why wouldn't he be, a person that he cared about, regardless of the dynamics? She was the mother of his child, is gone in a horrifically violent way.
So at the time of the incident, Romika pursued, according to allegedly, she pursued, banged on the car. Carlos gets out of the car. And I don't know why Carlos and Holly didn't just keep driving or keep going to where they had to go, or actually even run away from her. But so she's banging on the car. She's trying to get to Holly. She's trying with all her might. She's trying to get to Holly. Holly is sitting in the car in the front seat. Carlos's and Holly's baby is sitting in the back seat. Carlos gets out of the car, tries to get her from getting over to Holly. At this point, it said, the words are, Holly goes into mama bear mode. She's like, oh my God, my baby's in the car. This was the first time Romika and Holly ever laid eyes on one another in the flesh.
Yeah,
they never had an interaction before in life. This was the very first day. Now, they had fought online back and forth, and we've all seen some of the petty posts that they both made. They fought online back and forth. I kind of want to go over some of the facts that we do know and that are provable, Steph. So we did see a few police reports of property damage that was caused. And, obviously, the contact tried to be as unbiased as possible, but we do have reports of property damage that was caused by Romika. So we know Carlos and Romika had a very volatile relationship. Romika shared screenshots of Carlos allegedly coming to deface her property, destroying her home and saying, what can I do to get him to leave me alone? Carlos is going to court on October 8th for a previous domestic violence charge. And to this date, that is the only domestic violence incident that he has with anybody on his record. It is Romika that he only has any sort of domestic violence incident with Romika. So they are in court for that. DCFS turned the child over, little Carlos, to Romika's mother. At this point, they're refusing to give him back to his father, obvious reasons, but they don't have an obligation to until this October 8th court date. Then it'll be determined who gets the custodial rights to little Carlos. But I'm told that Romika's family is going to fight to keep him in their custody.
Yeah, I think I want to just back up to something you said, which I think is really interesting that people need to know. This was the first physical alteration between these two women. Right. Look how it ended. And you said, Holly went into mama bear mode. If Holly was really in mama bear mode, she should have never gotten out of the car. There was no reason for them to get out of the car. And look, I'm Monday morning quarterback. I'm not beating up, Carlos. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the situation. But, again, we need to learn from this and understand when there's children involved. And, and again, the fact that situation was so volatile, like you and I have been friends for years. If I see you in a situation like that, I'm going to sit with you and say, Naja, look, I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned.
What's going on?
The situation. I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I really want people to look. We can't turn back the hands of time.
So let's look at it. When did it get volatile? Because I'm showing here a screenshot from not too long ago. So it doesn't appear that until Holly came into the picture, until Carlos and Holly started the relationship together. Romika actually used to praise Carlos as a father. She said they had a good co-parenting relationship. Here we can see Romika praising Carlos. In May 2023, someone posted, if you could do it all over again and start from scratch, would you make a baby with the same baby daddy? And Romika says, honestly, yes, because despite how our relationship turned out, he's an amazing father, like a real good dude. He gets his son, takes care of him, teaches him. They're best friends. And I wouldn't replace that bond for nothing. My son has an amazing father, and I'm so thankful and grateful. And just a month before that, Romika responded to a post that says, girls, do you care if your boyfriend's mother likes you? Romika says, yes, it's mandatory. Honestly, the older I get, the more I realize that I'm so big on family. Me and my child's father are not together, but baby, his family is mine and vice versa. His family does not play about me or my son. And I love that family. And I love that my family doesn't play about him, whether we're together or not. No one saw things coming to this end. Romika and Carlos started their relationship in 2017. I believe their baby was born 2018. And then Holly comes into the picture later. I did have to ask, was he dealing with both women? Because why so angry? What's the volatility from? And the contact says, maybe as little as 3 weeks ago, Carlos was still kind of going back and forth with Romika, and then he would go over to Holly. But, Steph, I understand why you're stressing. Before things go here, like the work that I do in real life, the company that I've started is literally for people. This is why I do these stories. It's for people in high conflict, blended families. Because just because you're co-parents now and you broke up and the love is gone, we still have the responsibility of raising a kid together. Now we have two little kids where one mother killed the other mother. Is dad going to have custody of both of his children? Is dad going to get back with Holly? Like, we simply don't know. So here's what we know about Holly directly from our contact. Holly's personality, because she's been pretty quiet. Romika's family is very vocal. We saw the beautiful balloon release in her memory. The funeral services are coming up. But Holly is said to be quite a quiet person. I did ask, is Holly her real name? And the video that I have of an altercation between Romika and Carlos, she is calling Holly's name. So the lady is known as Holly. I don't know her legal name at this point. Holly it's confirmed that she was on a hold for less than 72 hours, and she was released without charges. Currently, it still stands she's not being charged. So that's what we know about Holly. Holly's child, as Steph said, is also with the mother. And we don't know when the father will get either of the children back. So the altercation stuff. Let's go to when she got out of the car. Let's just say our contact in this event and their, alleged way that it went down. Let's just say they're 100% right. Let's just say they're right. And our contact got this story from Carlos, who we are actively trying to get here to come and sit and talk to us, because I think it's only fair that we can hear as many sides of this as we can. So Steph, we're still kind of baffled on why get out of the car and what happened. So according to our contact, Steph, walk through what happened when everybody was outside of that vehicle that day. And keep in mind, the infant was in the backseat of the car as all of this is going on.
Well, the individual that we spoke with mentioned, which I was a little bit surprised at, that the gun was already on top of the car. So that shows me that there was preparation for an altercation. So, an altercation at 9 o'clock in the morning that ends with one of the individuals dead, and I think that there was a sense of dominance by Holly, because she has a restraining order. She's with the man, the guy that they're arguing over, and she has a gun. That's the situation with Holly having sort of the upper hand. We're certainly enraged for me, but we have to look at personal responsibility. I've talked about this a million times, and even in our own lives that we talk, outside of the business, responsibilities of our actions. And unfortunately, I think one of the reasons why I want to keep talking about this is we see all these confrontations online, and guys, I mean, this is we can't go back and change this. And now you've got to look at a broken family where you have the father, his 2 children, his new girlfriend has murdered the other former girlfriend, or and if he thinks that that's going to be one happy family, there's a risk for him having no access to both children. You know what I mean? It's like, and how does a child grow up with a woman? And he learns that this one killed my mother. Like, it's just, these are all things that, we're Monday morning quarterback that nobody really thought about before. Did Ramika think, like, if I get out of this car, I'm going to get shot? Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think she was aware that Holly had a gun. Right?
You're not thinking when you're enraged, hey, this person has a restraining order against me, but I'm going to pursue them. I'm enraged. I'm angry. I'm hurt. We don't know what we still don't know exactly what he's telling both of these women. We don't know if they were texting back and forth. We do know that they had a violent relationship that went both ways. We know they actively fought each other. He is not a saint. He's simply not a saint. I don't know
exactly,
if
Miss Lady.
We'll have to see
they
what the
never
court says
did.
on the 8th. So
right, and I think one of the interesting things was I remember now that in the conversation was the individual spoke of how different Holly was, how Ramika was very outgoing, very public, but she also was hot-headed. And we've all been in relationships like that with certain individuals. It's fire and ice, right? So here he had chosen a different type of woman, which I completely understand. Wanted to have a calmer, quieter life. Okay, great. Then why are you still communicating with this other one? Why are you,
Also said that Romika was the life of the party, and she was the homegirl to everybody. She was fun-loving, would give you her last. She had a big personality. That's my understanding of someone that had experienced her. And I watched her balloon release celebration, and everybody had such beautiful things to say about her big, gregarious, over-the-top, happy spirit. And we can tell from even her social media, this girl had a heck of a personality. But Holly, the family members don't know Holly's real name. Carlos's family, they don't really even know her true identity, her age. Because I asked, I was like, hey, does anybody in his family know? No one has a connection to her. Carlos's family was connected to Romika. A lot of them were friends with her even. Mm-hmm. They hated that they fought. Both Romika and Carlos's family used to vie for them to just like, y'all can separate because it's getting too crazy. It's getting to be too much. We love you guys, but maybe you're not the best together. Mm-hmm. So yes, Steph, you're right. He chose somebody that might have had he thought had a calmer temperament.
It just felt like there was, and you'll understand this because this is what you do. There was no mediation in the co-parenting between, Ramika and Carlos and this sort. And I think that's what, why we're talking about this. We need to look at this. Decisions that we make are everlasting, and this is a perfect example of that. Here we are, right?
Here we are.
A young boy without his mother. Her mother broke my heart when I watched the press conference. She wants justice.
Miss Lady, I feel like you feel too.
There's more division in this family. I think the mother appeared to be incredibly upset at the news that she wasn't charged. And now we're getting discrepancies in the stories. She had told investigating officers who took the case to the state attorney's office that she was 15 feet away. From the sources that we spoke to, that's not the case. So, but they'll be able to figure that out with forensics. And
since this was proven to be just a simple self-defense case, do they still do, and you know more about the crime side of it, Steph, do they still do ballistics and fingerprint and analyze the crime scene?
I think it looks, Chicago, is
Brittany, I agree with you and Miss Lady.
They're overwhelmed with crime right now. So, it's hard to say. I can get you an update on that, but the self-defense is there's a range to self-defense. In this case, why they were able to say it was in self-defense was simply because Holly had a restraining order against Ramika, and Ramika instigated the confrontation. I'm not saying that she's responsible for what happened to her, but those circumstances can.
According to our contact, she allegedly pursued them. So, if we're just going to paint the picture of what we know from the incident, and this is directly from someone that was there actually at the incident. Once an altercation happened, Ramika's trying to get at Holly, open the car door. Carlos is like bear hugging her, fighting her. And remember, these two already had a volatile relationship. They already used to fight each other. So, this was physical confrontation was nothing. This was the norm for them and their dynamic. So he's trying to get her away for some unknown reason. Neither one of us are still clear on how he gets out of the car. Maybe she wanted to rescue her man. Also, these women have been having words back and forth since 2020, through end of 2023, top of 2024. They've been at war online. So we don't know what type of threats Ramika has made against her. We don't know what type of threats Holly has made against her. Clearly, Holly's day in court bested Ramika's because Holly was the one that won the restraining order, the order of protection. So from the understanding, Holly said, she gets out of the car and says, "Get back, I have a gun." Ramika still pursues, "I don't care," whatever words were said. We don't have a video recording of that, so I can't say directly what was said. But we know that Ramika said, basically, "I don't care that you have a gun," and is still in pursuit trying to get to Holly. One thing we learned in carry and conceal class is if you have to shoot, you don't shoot at the head. You aim below the neck. You aim below the neck. So the first shot that was fired was in the thigh, somewhere in her lower region. We know it wasn't abdomen. We know it was somewhere in the leg thigh area.
Said you got to shoot below.
Apparently, Ramika is still in pursuit. How she was able to be in pursuit and had a wound in her thigh, I don't know. But allegedly, there was 3 more shots fired right after that. Boom, boom, boom. And we know that 2 or 3 of those were the kill shots. So, it's like if it's self-defense, and if anybody's ever had to fire a weapon, depending on the type of weapon you have, I'm not clear on the type of weapon, Steph, but it's really bad.
It's the way it's been handled.
It was a handgun.
I get it.
It was okay. So it was
make you think all kinds of ways, to be honest.
I want to talk about some theories though, and we're kind of getting off the facts here, but I do want to talk about some theories on because a family wants justice, and I've looked at some of the family's Facebook pages. Their social media is open. Ramika's family rightfully is hurt, upset. They are filled with rage and grief. But what I'm seeing is now there have been attacks on Carlos's family. People are going up to Carlos's family members and saying, "Are you Carlos's family?" And if you are, you know what's up. Ramika's family has said that they are going to get justice, street justice on their own. So we could possibly go, and this is a theory. I know I'm getting into theories. I do it, Steph. Perhaps Chicago or somebody over there saying, "Okay, we got one dead. Let's let the rest of them go and do the work themselves." And then we could have a string of deaths that's happening because we've seen it happen in the Chicago drill scene, for example. You got one and it's like a domino effect.
I mean, like saying that you're seeking street justice is, you're putting fuel on a fire, right? That's not the way to handle this. And I've dealt with victims' families for 25 years, and they're like, "I want justice." So what does that mean? What does that look like for you? What do you mean by that? What is justice for you? Is justice you want to see her charged with a crime? It may not happen. Is justice you want custody of the children? But saying you want street justice to me is we have
street justice means you took my loved one. Now I'm gonna retaliate. That's what I think of when, and none of us can say unless you've been in this situation. And Steph, you've worked with victims and the families of crimes. Have you ever seen it get to the point where one of the families were like, "The law isn't doing enough. I'm going to take this into my own hands"?
100%. I mean, I've seen witnesses be taken out before trials. At cases I've seen. You name it. I've seen it. Yeah, people have been threatened to not testify. Absolutely. Retaliatory crimes are a big problem. I think it's really important for everybody right now to take a step back and get the help that they need. Let the police do their work. Just because she hasn't.
Well, the police aren't doing. Okay, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You were going somewhere. Go ahead.
Just because she hasn't been charged doesn't mean she won't get charged if more evidence comes forward. It was the perfect storm of a terrible situation. She shouldn't have pulled a gun. Nobody should have gotten out of the car. Carlos should have been able to diffuse that situation. Why? I could see maybe Carlos getting out of the car to deal with to deal with the mom, Ramika, but why would Holly get out of the car? Like your child is in there. The safest place is that car. And if there's if you're slamming enemy,
if you knew,
I guess it's easy to say when I'm a quarterback. But this is not the answer. Taking somebody's life in a situation like this, which is because that's what you do as a manageable situation. They could have gotten to the place where they are co-parenting.
This was a manageable situation, and if they could not have co-parented, they could have parallel parented. That means we don't even have to cross paths. We don't have to anything. You could have lived your life over here and I could have lived mine over here. But you know what was not rectified and solidified yet? Perhaps Carlos was going back. And I want Carlos to come and sit down and just kind of clarify what his relationship was with both women.
That was the case. We heard that from the source that we talked to, that was close with both family members, that he was still dealing with both women, whatever that means.
In a romantic sense.
Romantic situation. So he was back and forth. And again, as men, we have a responsibility. You have children involved. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're still feeling with this other, like, it's just like that kind of behavior. I think this is an opportunity, this case, for us to talk about that. Like, guys, come on. We have responsibilities as men. We have children. We need to raise those children. Now that child is going to know what happened when he was, both children are going to know about the situation. And I see happy co-parenting families, so do you. It's just
and we know it's possible to form a cohesive unit. But, one thing you said is, if you're crossing over, men do have a responsibility. And if you are opening one woman's heart, and you're leaving her heart open and not helping her to close that, and you've opened another woman's heart, you don't expect anybody to die. You don't expect these women to annihilate one another. For some men, it's all fun and games until something like this happens. But he's still not criminally liable for being a slime ball or irresponsible with himself or whatever you want to call him out there in internet land. He's not criminally responsible for that. Now, if he wound Holly up, and if he was like, we're going to attack him, if we find evidence of that, that is different. But I can't really speculate on that until I hear from Carlos himself.
From the story that we were told, that Carlos and Holly were doing everything within their power to avoid interacting with her. They were waiting. They knew what time she would drop the child off. They thought they were in the clear, and they went. Unfortunately, that was not the case on this particular day for whatever reason. Maybe that Ramika waited to see them come, which was a terrible, terrible choice. I always tell people, on these murder cases are always a series of terrible, terrible decisions that people make. Every single case.
It's like a series of unfortunate events, just boom, boom, boom. But thank you so much, Steph Watts, investigative journalist, for joining us. And please follow Steph everywhere on social media. He will be tagged below. He is our true crime OG. He'll be joining us for cases like this.
I appreciate that. Before we go, I just, my heart goes out to Carlos, Ramika's family, everybody involved in this case. I want them to thank us for reaching out to us, and that we're going to continue to talk about this, because we can't change what happened, but we can certainly influence people to make better decisions in the future. So thank them for allowing us to talk about this case, and hopefully, open up people's minds. And when they're in that moment, they can be like, wait, I got to make a better decision.
Nobody had to die that day, and in the future, like let this woman's life not be in vain. Nobody had to die. Yeah. Everybody could have gone home and gotten in their beds and hugged their babies that night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
All right, thank you so much, Steph Watts, True Crime OG.
Hundreds of pink, white, and silver balloons sit outside of Inglewood STEM High School. Her mother said she was a kind, loving, and sweet mother. Now she's left with raising her grandson.
I need y'all to play for my baby. Yeah, we will. We got him. He said, sit down. You don't want to be around nobody.
Chicago police say the person taken into custody after the fatal shooting has been released without charge.
Y'all, I don't know, y'all. So we have to really just wait and see. I mean, where this case going to go. We really have to see where this case is going to go, because we really don't know where it's going to take a turn. We really don't know. Hold on. So I think this is the last one right here that I'm going to say. I don't know why, y'all. My laptop been acting up today. I don't know if I got to refreshing it. Maybe I have to. No, it's just been acting stupid today. It's just.
And 4 shots.
All right, let me just.
Facebook page is still there, and the deceased, her TikTok page and her other social medias are still up. According to the deceased,
I'm just trying to take it back some, if I can, because my shit just acting up today. I'm going to have to close it out when I finish doing this live. No. I don't know why my laptop is acting crazy today. It never acted like this. Okay, let's see. Damn. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this to play.
This was an situation that could have been avoided. No matter what people say the victim did, if the victim spoke ill to the shooter, whatever happened, nothing can justify pulling out a gun from 15 feet away.
Oh no, y'all. My laptop keeps freezing. I don't have any idea why. I don't have any idea why I keep freezing today. Out of all days, you want to mess with me today? Piss me the fuck off. Y'all mad. Hold on. It just keeps freezing. I don't know why.
You've seen something before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did this situation escalate to the point where a man is wrestling with his ex-girlfriend, a mother of his child, in the parking lot? How does it get to the point where the other woman pulls out a gun and shoots her? Like, we need to big picture this stuff. You know, it's just like, who's culpable for this? Well, guess what, Naja? There's no one being charged for her murder. No.
Let's go back to that. Let's because I feel like you said it and it was a bit jarring, and I'm in a state of disbelief. We saw the aftermath. There's no videos of the actual shooting or the incident just yet, but we saw the aftermath. This woman has been released. Now, does this mean that she's not going to be charged? And we know the statistics in Chicago. Can you speak to that a little bit? Because it's not making sense. This woman essentially gets to go home with her boyfriend / baby daddy with the child they have together. I'm assuming the son that he shared with the deceased is also with him because he's now the full-time custodial parent. So she's having to be in the household with the child of a woman that she killed. That is jarring. But what do we know at this point about, will she be charged, or is this a done deal and has justice been served as far as the law is concerned?
Here's what I know. Now, she had a CCL, which is a carry and conceal license for the weapon. She claimed, and she used the language that the state attorney's office wasn't. State attorney's office wants to hear, which is, I was in fear for my life. Here's what's contradicting to what her statements are. From what I understand, she was 15 feet away from the victim. All right, 15 feet away from the victim, and there was 4 shots fired. She was shot in the face and she was shot in the leg. So I think if you're in fear for your life and you're trying to immobilize a person, 1 shot will work for that. So why was 4 shots fired? Why was she 15 feet away? And so let's just back up a little bit. So what had happened was she had arrived at
the school.
Yeah, she arrived at the school with her boyfriend, who's also a father of both women's children. Okay, so Holly has a restraining order against the victim. Okay, so you're coming into a situation. If I have a restraining order against you, okay, right? I see you, I'm not going to approach you. So these families interacted. They had, and here's what else. If they were dropping off their children at school, or if they were coming to see his child going to school, he was late because the child had already gone into school. So. Right. It sounds to me like this was an situation that could have been avoided. No matter what people say the victim did, if the victim spoke ill to the shooter, whatever happened, nothing can justify pulling out a gun from 15 feet away, shooting and killing someone outside your child's school, firing 4 shots into someone's face, into someone's leg, killing them, waiting calmly for the police to get there, and then telling the police, I have the right to carry.
She said that, yeah.
She had a CCL. Right?
She said that several times. She said, hey, very calmly, it was self-defense. I have the right to carry a weapon, but you do not have the right to kill. So just to be clear, the reports that you're getting from your sources say that the shots were fired from 15 feet away, because some of the witnesses on the scene on that gruesome video that we saw say that the man in the middle, the father of both of these women's children, was probably breaking up a fight, right? One guy even said on the scene, he said, you had her in a headlock. It's one of the eyewitnesses. Do you have any detail on what that meant? Were the three of them and then some sort of altercation?
Yeah, so you're talking about the man in the middle of this, Carlos Way, who to me is literally an absolute disgrace, and we can talk about him later because there's some stuff going to come out about Carlos himself. So there's eyewitnesses accounts all over TikTok, Twitter, all the social media platforms saying that Way had Meeks in a headlock. Okay, now there's no way that. Look, I'm just talking from my 25 plus years experience covering crimes, investigating cases.
Right.
That, he's got her in a headlock and the woman shoots 4 shots into her and hits her in the face and leg. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty good shot to do that. So whether or not there was an altercation prior to the shooting is left to be determined.
Right.
We can, you've got the video, Naja. I know you're going to show the video. I think,
there's parts of the video that I'm absolutely going to have to cut out because I just will not show this woman in her final state there. But according to the video that I'm showing here, as you can see, the witness is screaming out, you had her in a headlock. This lets me know that the shooting was because of some sort of physical confrontation that happened.
There's a lot of unanswered questions in this situation. Why was the father of the child that was in school there with his baby mama or with his girlfriend? Why were they there? What were they doing there? Why would she come to the school with a gun? Yes, you have a CCL. As I sit here with you, she's been released and she is not being charged. Now, let me tell you something. What could happen with everybody that's watching this and circulating that video, pressure from people on social media could put pressure on the state attorney's office. The state attorney's office doesn't want to take a case that they don't believe that they can charge and win. She said all the right things. She had a CCL, she had a license to carry the gun, and she said, I was in fear for my life. Now, on paper, I know, I see you rolling your eyes. I know.
So that's all you got to say. You have to say, you got to make sure you have your paperwork in order, get your restraining order, and you can go and approach a person who you are asking the law to keep away from you, and you can take their life if you have your paperwork in order. That's what I'm understanding from CPD. Am I hearing you correctly? Am I misunderstanding?
Well, you are hearing me correctly. And the reason that this is so upsetting, and I'm glad we're doing this, is because this sets a terrible, terrible precedent. Is that, of the arrests that are made in Chicago, 75% of the people are released. Naji, you've got to remember, right now, as we sit here, they felt that they didn't have enough evidence to charge her in the killing.
That's something important though, Steph. You said they're not going to take on a case that they don't think that they can win. So clearly there's something there, some evidence that's not released, some sort of statement, some sort of history that they are privy to that we just don't know about yet. And they knew that they would not get a prosecution of this woman in court. This not even manslaughter, not even premeditated, because I've gone through the Facebook of all 3 parties at this point. I do believe the shooter's Facebook page has already been deactivated, but the man, his Facebook page is still there, and the deceased, her TikTok page and her other social medias are still up. According to the deceased, she actually had a restraining order against her child's father, and he was consistently violent. She would even post pictures of the aftermath of some of his violent outbursts, him coming to destroy her property, coming to destroy the son's property, allegedly. And these are photos that she posted on her own social media. Do we know anything about this man? And he does not look like the violent one in this video. He looks like almost a father that is grieving. He looks like he is confused and befuddled. But what do we know about Carlos Way?
Well, let me tell you this. Let's really get into the nitty-gritty of this. What kind of a guy goes to the school, brings a woman who has a restraining order against his other baby's mom? Come on, Naja. I'm not going to bring somebody to your house that I know that has an active restraining order against you. I'm not going to bring anyone within 100 feet. I'm not going to even socialize with somebody that has an active restraining order. Carlos Way, from what I've learned, has his own set of problems. But here's what I want to clear up about him. There's no way that Carlos Way was holding her down while she was shot, because he would have been charged. So it's possible that there was some kind of an altercation between him and the victim. That altercation ended. The shooter went and got her gun. She was 15 feet away. You really need to remember, she was 15 feet away when she fired 4 shots, one of them hitting the victim's face, one of them hitting the victim's leg and killing the victim. Okay, 15
So at the moment when you're 15 feet away, I'm assuming she probably went back to her car to retrieve the weapon. We don't know that for sure. That's just my assumption. She could have gotten in her car and driven off. She could have said, you know what? Forget this, I'm going to go. But instead, she chose to draw that weapon. To be clear, this woman is known to be petite. She was a tiny, tiny woman. So people can say anything. Again, this is all alleged. But, you know, I'm trying to understand, how did we get to go from just a brawl at the school to someone laying on the ground dead?
Right. So let's big picture this. This is how I work. This is how myself as investigative journalist work. This is how the police work. Let's big picture this. Ramika dropped her son off at school, wrote him a beautiful note. She had somewhere to be. She had a schedule. She was dropping her son off. Then she had to be somewhere else. Okay, she had to be at work. You and I both know what that's like. I've got to be here, drop my son off. Hectic morning. Carlos and Holly were coming to the school. For what reason they were coming there, we don't know. You said to me that it was to bring him lunch.
Well, my assumption is it's his child's, he's at school, because, you know, I deal a lot with high conflict custodial battles and the restraining orders and the things of that nature. He probably was just at the school because he either wanted to see the kid or it was some sort of pickup drop off. They should not have been in the same place at the same time, but sometimes these situations are unavoidable. You can disagree, but I have lived it, and I have been in these situations and had to be in the same room with a high conflict person where there was an act of violence, and sometimes it is literally unavoidable. As a matter of fact, in some of the mutual injunctions and orders of protection that I've seen, they state parties should stay 500 feet away from each other. Got it? Easy, right? Unless it is absolutely necessary. That means at functions that center the children, school, church, soccer games, and things of that nature. Sometimes it's absolutely unavoidable. What we don't expect is for them to confront each other. If you see me over there and you're over here, stay away. But some sort of way their paths crossed too much, and we know that words must have flown. We know there was an argument without us knowing. But you said you can disagree, Steph, all day.
Let me tell you why I disagree with you. Okay, let's go back to the schedule. Okay, She was dropping her son off at school. The son had gone into school. Okay, if the father wants to see the son, who's going to go into the school and pull their son up? He could see the son after school. He could see the son on his visitation. As I want to know why they were there. I'm going to tell you why I think they were there. I think they were there because they knew she was dropping to get off, and they were going there to confront her, and they did that, and she ended up dead, and now they're claiming that it was self-defense. I'm telling you, Naja, I've seen this story 100,000 times. There's no reason for them to be at that school.
That does not look like self-defense in that case. That looks like this was a premeditated, planned ambush. She was shot around 9:30. I'll look and see what time school actually starts, but I think
it's 8:30 a.m. in Chicago.
So it says she was fatally shot around 9:35 a.m. School would have started maybe perhaps an hour. So we don't know what transpired in the time that little boy went off to school. We don't know if his dad was able to say, "Hey, son," give him a kiss, and both parents sent him into the school. We simply don't know. I find it difficult to believe and nonsensical that people would claim self-defense when it's what you're saying is you're painting it as if it was some sort of ambush, which it very well could have been.
Let me ask you this: if you're telling me there was an hour time gap, let's work the timeline. We always work the timeline. If there was an hour timeline, and that child was in school at 8:30, she was killed at 9:30. Was she waiting for him to get there for whatever reason, to have a conversation with him? If she was really like dropping out her child and leaving,
it's like this right here was his first speculation.
So why
and then after I feel like he changed up a little bit on the other ones I just played.
What happened in that hour?
Okay, what happened? So always see, she reportedly dropped off her young son at school. We know that. And she was seen arguing with a female that she knew. A female was arrested. So we know that there was a confrontation between these two women. We also know that the shooter did not drive all the way from Milwaukee, as it was previously stated. We know that she was at her child's father's house, and did they drive together? Did they arrive together? These are still very much unanswered questions. And the reason that you and I are keeping tabs on this story, because we are only presenting the facts. We're not trying to get this. We're not trying to be first. We're trying to be accurate.
Again, it's really important for people to try to put on their investigation hat and look at this. Ramika had a reason to be there. She was dropping off her son. What was the reason for Holly and Carlos to be there? What was the reason for them to be at that school? We don't know. Maybe they had a reason. Was there? Did she have a child that went there? Did he have another child that went there? All we know is that she had a restraining order. Holly has a restraining order against Ramika. Okay, she goes there. Okay, so we don't know who approached who. But if Ramika had approached Holly, then she was in violation of restraining order. Okay, that's a problem. She wasn't. We don't know. But there was eyewitnesses. Maybe there's video of it. We don't know when people started filming. But there was obviously some kind of an altercation. Okay, then Holly somehow retrieves the gun. She has a CCL. She retrieves the weapon. She's 15 feet away from the victim and shoots her 4 times. One hitting her in the face, one hit her in the leg, and she's dead. Okay,
we're talking 15 feet. Away. So I'm 5'6", so that's 3 of me. So that's quite a difference. Just to frame it to those of you listening, that's quite a ways away. Unless she thought that the deceased had A weapon, you know, at this point, all we can do is speculate until facts come out. But one of the facts that we know is the shooter is free right now. We will be back when we have more updates. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And as soon as we hear something, you'll hear something. I'll see you all soon.
Hold on, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I'm pissed off because I didn't want to get off live yet, but I don't know, y'all. My damn laptop keep freezing, y'all. For some reason, it just keep acting up. Did y'all see anything today regarding the funeral? Did anybody see anything regarding the funeral today? Did anybody see anything? Because I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything today. But I just feel like the guy here, he's a journalist too, y'all. I just feel like some of his stories, like, I feel like he feel different. I feel like he feel different about the situation. I feel like he don't feel the same. Why is that information not released to the public? He just passed. They have all that already. But I think her mom have access to everything. Her mom did the funeral and all of that, the funeral arrangement. So I'm quite sure her mom had, access to the policy, and all that. And they do have a GoFundMe up too. And they do have a link that you can go to and sign in for, like, of what's going on. I don't know, y'all. So let me see if I played this video. I don't know. Let me see, because my computer acting up today, y'all. I'm going to have to get my son to look at it to see why is it acting up, because, baby, I'm not too proud about it today, okay? I'm not too proud. Do you feel like he thinks it's self-defense? In a way, I felt like he felt that way in the beginning, but I don't feel he feels that way now. Because I had to watch him. That's why I watched all 3 of these videos before I shared it with y'all. I feel like in the beginning, he did. Now, do he want street justice for this? No. He don't want this to be handled that way. Do he want the girl arrested? Yes, I do believe that. But I believe he does not see it the way he's seen it from the beginning. If you watch the video I just let y'all watch, and then the other 2 I did before that, because I maybe did them out of order, but you can tell. You can just tell. Something needs to happen, though. Yes, because baby, shit. I don't know. Let me see. This was. I don't know if I played this video. If I did, y'all let me know, and I just stop it. If y'all hear this one before, I don't know, y'all. My laptop is just not acting right. What the fuck is going on? I'm mad. I can't get it to. I'm gonna have to let my son look at it when he get time. My screen never was like this. I don't know. See, here we go again. It's just acting dumb.
For a little while.
And I like to start off my videos in the beginning. I don't like to start them off in the middle. See how it's stopping? I don't know.
This is how I lowered my car insurance rate by $110.
I had no clue I was overpaying for car insurance.
I thought I was getting a good deal from other companies. That's why when I saw that.
I didn't want to get off. I wanted to give y'all at least to like 2 o'clock, but this shit is acting up. Like, I don't know. It wasn't doing this early because I was on my laptop today and I was watching videos before I even came live. But now it just want to just blow my shit. Here we fucking go again. Wherever it started, y'all, I'm going to have to just let y'all hear it from there because for some reason I can't even get back to the beginning. I don't know. I'm going to get my son to look at it for me. Maybe I have to reset it too. I could have to do that. Okay, I read that one, right? All right, hold on, y'all. Let me just see here. What the hell?
I'm not getting I mean, if y'all see negative shit, please don't put it on my page. Don't send it to me. I don't care
one of my
to see it.
supporters
I
sent
don't
me
care
this
to
and
hear
asked
it.
me that I played. I can't remember.
And I see
played
it.
so
It's
much,
not
y'all.
affecting me.
I just can't even remember right now. I can't wrap my head around what I played and what I did.
I know who my sister was. I'm not in denial who she was. But did that mean she meant to die? Did that mean she had to die? Nobody is perfect.
I agree. Nobody's perfect. Nobody but God.
At the end of the day, my little nephew, the only one gonna feel this more than anybody. He feel it the worst. So just be mindful of that. Even if you didn't like her. Be mindful of her nephew her son, my nephew, her son got to see this shit.
Yeah, that's
He got to see this forever. He gonna be able to type his mama name in any time of his life. And all this stuff gonna pop up. I love y'all so bad for all the love that y'all been giving me.
Well, basically, yeah. Some
It's
people
literally
are
the first
saying
day I
that
really
she deserved it. She kept wanting to fight the girl and all of this stuff. Everybody got their own opinions about it. But I'm gonna say this: I don't give a damn whatever happened. Nobody deserved to have their life taken away from them.
I can't go live, y'all.
My opinion. I
don't know why I ain't did nothing. So they blocked me, so I'm live on my boyfriend page.
I don't roll like that.
They say.
But only evil people will think like that.
I'm live on my boyfriend page. I want to spend the night at my boyfriend's house. She got some good rest.
I mean, I don't think she was a bully. Okay? I just feel like she was that girl.
This is the first time I got some sleep, and my friends came and Gabby and said, "You gonna get some fucking sleep."
I don't look at her. She was a bully. I look at you, and you can tell her whole family was like they all was about that life.
Thank you, Charlotte.
You can tell that. That don't make that they are bullies.
Thank you, Darian. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate all the love. I do. I see y'all calling. I see y'all inboxing me, y'all. It's just my phone can barely stay charged. I'm missing people calling, but I see y'all when I take time to sit down and I'm just thinking. I look at all what y'all saying and everything. I told her she just needs to stay off of social media for a little while, but she won't. It's okay. I be feeling a little better when I see her. I feel a little better, but she ain't walked in the door yet, so that don't make me feel better. Right. But y'all know this live was to tell y'all thank y'all though. Wasn't for me to be sad on it. Cause I'm not trying to be, but hey, I'm in a vulnerable place right now. Life be lifing. But I'm gonna be at the pool party later.
Okay, so now I'm going to play this video by the man who previously I identified as Carlos's cousin, but he has since referred to himself as his brother, as an associate, as a friend. So exactly what their connection is, that's not known. However, as many have pointed out, he has some sort of connection to Carlos because he was able to get videos of what he is alleging to be Romika going to Carlos's house, and he's been saying that he's going to drop more videos. So first I'm going to play some background introduction, where he's explaining the videos, then we'll get into the videos. But what's important here is that he states that he has not talked to Carlos allegedly for 5 years. So a lot of people are saying, if you haven't talked to him for 5 years, where are you getting this information from? So what are you guys' thoughts about this? Do you think that it's possible that Carlos, who is at the center of this, because the connection between Romika and the alleged shooter, who has not been charged, is Carlos? So do you think that it's possible that Carlos is providing him with the videos for him to publicly share? That is what a lot of people are speculating. But again, it's speculation at this point because it hasn't been confirmed. He has even said he hasn't talked to Carlos in 5 years, which you're going to hear. So listen to this.
Y'all made
Yes. Yes, Miss Lady. Yes. I just don't feel like I don't feel like
Are you tired of feeling overworked
a
and
lot of people family members
undervalued
will
as
be
an
bullies.
NP or
I mean,
PA,
some people are
constantly
bullies
giving
now
your
when
all,
they think
but
they can
never
beat
getting the
somebody.
recognition you deserve? What if you could escape the grind?
All right, let's get this out of here. I mean, the baby father, he just needs to understand like what you did, what your role was in this.
Work from home and finally gain the freedom to live life.
What did you play in this? I never seen nothing like this in my life. I swear I haven't. This is beyond crazy, sad, everything. Like Chicago, please, baby. Y'all look back into this case again. Just y'all, my computer done froze again. I don't know what's going on with the child. It's acting up with that. Facts and how she and her baby daddy. It looks insane. It looks like they're innocent victims beyond me. I just hope the DA is. I hope the DA just look back into it again. I hope they get a chance and maybe after everything calmed down, and today they lay to rest and everything, and with people, sending in letters and stuff to the DA, maybe they will open it back up again, and I don't know what's going on with my laptop. This shit is just weird.
Right over there. Oh, you got it. Let me. Hang up the phone right now, bitch. You want to sit on the phone and sneak this week to a red ass bitch that did threesomes with her friend? You want to sneak this week? Yes, she did. She a slut. She a slut, and her friend just said, I got her. She said, record me. And then if any one of them want to lie, call me for them hoes. For you, Kaya, and her Holly. She said, call her. I told Kaya.
Hey, Mario.
My homegirl said she finna go on me, but Loso, and she was saying, bitch, I'm gonna make them come and we will meet. But I've been friends.
You can tell in this video right here.
But I'm lying.
We love what's going on. You can tell it right here.
But I'm lying.
That's girl.
Because I believe in you.
Not for me though.
Why you on here with all that bullshit though, G?
You said what?
Why you on here with all that bullshit? You talking about you love Roe and all that shit. What you fucking low?
So you came here to disrespect me?
You disrespecting Romika and you talking about that's your sister.
I ain't disrespect nobody, man. Disrespect nobody, man.
Yes, the fuck you is.
You just a little pussy for that's all.
I'm just saying though, you won't even know half of the truth, and whatever he told you, you gonna listen to it. Whatever we heard.
How you know he told me that? I just told you. I ain't told you.
He told you that goofy ass shit because you was reading off the fucking paper. But my thing is, why your ass on here like you talking about you love Romika, that sister and all that shit, and then you trying to down her.
I don't even want to listen to them no more.
So I supposed to let you down my brother though?
Who ain't nobody telling you to down your brother? We ain't gonna let you down our fucking motherfucking knees. So I'm just saying.
Put y'all down the boy first. Now you trying to make it something about y'all.
Did you hear me ever down Los? I never said anything bad about Los. But
I'm practically done with him because I don't even like the way he got people coming up on the panel and then they're coming up there. Then he want to be disrespectful to these people. Like, he don't even want these people to say how they feel. Like, what the hell? Like, you say you ain't seen this guy in 5 years, and all of a sudden you got so much to say and trying to protect him. He like a lot of foolishness. Yes, you can tell that. Absolutely. I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, he like a lot of shit. Let me see. Miss Lady said, then did you all watch it when the auntie that's in the video says she been talking to Carlos for a minute and it happened and she's giving him really? Maybe that's what Open Book was talking about yesterday because she was saying something similar to what you're saying yesterday. She did. I feel like they they look into this case more than they even did this. Someone lost their life. So you try to say they look into small cases than the bigger cases, and someone lost their life and act like they don't even care. Mm. Mm. Well, like I said, if she was living here, they wouldn't even let her out of jail because they would have did a full investigation, being that she was licensed to carry. They would have never let her home. But they would have had to have something less than 72 hours because they can't hold you less than 72 hours. You know what I'm saying? But within those 72 hours, if they didn't have nothing, they would have let her go. But it wouldn't have stopped the investigation. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have stopped that. But here, I can guarantee she wouldn't have came home because it's no bails here. We don't have bails, bonds, and you can go there and get bailed out. We don't have all that stuff here. They can even hold you here. They can hold you in jail until they feel they want to let you go. And once the DA, and I know for a fact the DA would have took this case on. They would have never let this case go. Never. I'm telling you how New Jersey run. She wouldn't have never got out. Never, ever. Not right now, anyway. You stopped the video when she was just about to say it, Miss D. Oh, okay. It kept freezing up. But I heard it anyway because I played this video one day this week. Yeah, I played this video one day this week. So I practically knew what she was getting ready to say. Yeah. So she wouldn't have came home here at all. She just wouldn't have came home. First of all, here you have to be 1,000 feet away from a school when it comes to drugs and shooting. So that's one they would have got her on because she was not 1,000 feet away from that school, right? That's one. Even though if the kids was not going in and out of the school, they was already in school for the day, to start school, they still would have got her because she was close to the school. She was in the percentage of that school when that shooting happened. So that's one they would have got her for. The second thing they would have got her for here in child endangerment, saying, for one, her baby was in the car. For two, they would have got her because kids was in that school. So she would have never got away with that here. She just, every state is different. Every state is different, but she would have never got away with that here. I can promise y'all on everything. Right now, what's up, Latay? What's going on? She said it. I heard her say it. Mm-hmm. Yep. I wouldn't be talking to him, period. That's what Open Book was saying yesterday. She was saying that. She was like, I don't understand. Why is she talking to him? Like, what is going on here? Open Book was saying that yesterday, and she was saying it today, too. So the auntie's supposed to be on the... Well, the auntie was still communicating with the baby father after all this happened. And people was trying to figure out why is she still in communication with this man after what this man did to her niece. And yes, that is a little fishy. Because I'm not going to talk to you if you kill my niece. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. At all, period. So, yeah, Miss Open Book found that kind of strange because we did talk about that yesterday when I got on my live, and she talked about that the day she came on my panel, and then she talked about it again yesterday in the chat. If y'all can remember that, she did. She brought that up. That's what I'm saying. Yep. Kind of strange to me. I'm like, well, why is the auntie still talking to him? Like, what the hell? Like, that wouldn't make this look good. That's just my opinion. I don't know if she's trying to get stuff out of him to tell what really happened, and she's recording. I don't know what the motive behind that. I don't know. Yeah, Open Book talked about this this morning. She talked about this morning, I think. Yeah. And she also talked about it yesterday in my chat. Mm-hmm. She sure did. And I was like, oh yeah, you is right. You know, like I said, y'all, maybe she's talking to him to try to get information out of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And maybe while she's talking to him, maybe she's recording him. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I just think it's kind of not like cool. No, he's not going to slip up. Exactly. Exactly. Because you heard what that white man said. Listen, that motherfucker knew what was going to go on. I wouldn't be talking to him, period, at all. At all. If it planned, and I think I was, there is more plans involved in this that I thought. But we gonna see the auntie and a lot of people. Well, I was on this guy live last night. I didn't go in his chat. I don't know, just something about him. I don't see his. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch him anymore after this anyway. I just, was over there because I was trying to see what he was saying about the case. I just don't like his spirit. It don't sit right with me. I don't like how he, talk about the case and the things that he's saying. I don't like to be on a man live when he downing women, y'all. I'm that type of person. You know what I'm saying? And as content creators, you can talk about a case. It's nothing wrong with it. Any type of case. That's what you do. You blog on what you see. You understand what I'm saying? Me, some people blog on everything. I don't. It's certain stuff I will blog on, and certain stuff I won't. I just don't want to have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me. But I'm saying it to say it's a way of doing it. You don't have to down somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's doing that to her because maybe she's a woman, Oh, she's this. He was just saying all bad things about her, y'all. That's what he was doing. He was saying all bad things about her, and I really didn't like it. Her funeral is today. Do you all think we would try to show up? That's what his live was about last night. His live was about that last night, and people in the chat, hey, Auntie Strokes, what's going on, love? People in the chat, some people were saying yeah, and some people saying no. But I will say no. I don't think so. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm being honest with y'all. Y'all asking me, I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. Y'all, do y'all know what that shit would... Oh, Lord, God forgive me. I didn't mean to say that. But do y'all know what that funeral would turn into? A slaughter. Y'all. Come on. That would turn into a slaughter. It would be another case. That man would get hurt really bad. I don't think he would do that. He know it. He wouldn't show up there. Yeah, Auntie, he better not. He just might try. And Miss Lady, if he do, he at his own risk. I can promise you that. I hope they ban. Their ban is behind. Ban is behind. They might. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I don't seek violence and all that, but I'm just being honest with y'all. It will not be nice. It won't be nice. I don't think he would neither. He better not, because how they said, Miss Lady, I ain't telling you to do this, and I ain't telling you to come. But anything you do, you at your own risk. So he at his own risk if he go there. Okay? And ain't that so sad that you can't even go and see, you can't even go to your own baby mama funeral for the last time. How do you think your son even gonna feel about that? He's not even gonna see you at his mother's funeral. How do you think that son gonna feel? And then on top of that, it's probably haven't even been broke down yet to what really happened to that baby yet. The baby probably don't even know everything, what really happened to his mom. That baby don't know that yet. But see, they're going to watch it from afar. You know how people do, y'all. They'll watch it from afar. Let me see. Baby. Baby. This is something to really think about. I just can't help but thinking about it, y'all. It's just, it's sad. And it's really sad because of the baby. I know that baby ain't going to take this well today. He's old enough to know that his mom is never going to come back. He's going to be 7 years old, I think the 27th or the 28th of this month. So he is old enough to understand, to know that part, that his mom is never going to come back. It ain't like he's 2 or 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's going on 7 years old this month. I don't know. Yes, it's sad. I feel bad for her son. Me too. Now she lived in her own apartment with her son, right? Yeah, okay. She did. One thing I can say, y'all, what a shame. What a shame. I know he ain't sleeping that night. I know she's not sleeping that night. I know it. And she probably thinking, because I never knew they took her son. She got a son or a daughter, y'all? Holly. Is she have a daughter too? Or a daughter, or does she have a son? Because I never knew CPS took her child until I watched that lady interview. She have a son. Okay. Well, yeah. CPS took her son and gave her son to her mother until the investigation is done. And what happened was he went to the school the day of the shooting, right? Allegedly, and picked up his son and thought he was going to keep the son. But CPS came and took the son from him and gave the son to her mother. And that's the video that y'all heard me play early on this morning. That was the video. And I was like, oh, shit, they took her son? Yeah, so she don't have her son right now. Her son is with her mother. I think I heard she had other kids too. I'm not sure if that's facts. Oh, okay. I heard that too, Miss D. Yep. CPS took her son and gave him to her mother, and CPS took the son that he went and got from school, which is his son, and gave it to her mother. See, he did that because he tried to be slick, because what he was going to do is get the little boy from school and probably go file immediately full custody of that baby. That's what he probably was going to do. But he didn't get a chance because CPS took the baby. I know that fool didn't think he was going to keep him. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, honey. Yes, he did. He thought that he was going to keep that baby. Yes, it's a shame. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Yes, the grandmama of both of those children got their grandchildren. Yes, both of the kids is with their grandmamas. And and Carlos, he goes to court on October the 8th because he have another charge was pending against him for beating up baby mama number 1. Now, baby number 1 is deceased now. So, what do y'all think may happen? I'm thinking they may throw it out. That's what I'm thinking now because she's not, she's no longer here. Because she did have a restraining order on him. Well, not a restraining order, but the domestic violence charge. He got. He ain't sleeping that night, baby. The devil, baby, he is being ate up in that bed, baby. He's scratching and everything. She is too. That man is sick. Yes, he is, Latte. Yes, he's a demon. I feel in my heart it is all was a setup. I don't give a damn when nobody say I'm not going to change how I feel. I feel like this all was a setup. This man was a sick individual. This man was definitely a narcissist. This is what narcissist does. They like to ruin other people's lives. Let other people do their dirty work for them. So see that's what he did. He brought that new supplier in, and he ruined their life. He ruined her life to take over and ruin the first baby mama life. Narcissists like doing things like that. They love doing things like that, make them feel good. And if y'all seen in a video, because I showed it, y'all might have seen it somewhere else too, when that baby mama was on the ground, and I think the cop was over that way somewhere, he went to her and said self-defense, right? I heard him. And he pulled her back, like, stay over here. Pushed her back a little bit to the car and said, stay over here. I watched that video. I showed it to y'all. Maybe the family needs to put videos and pictures of the DV to prove he did it. That's true, y'all. Maybe the family. I didn't think about that, Miss Lady. The family may go to court on that. You right. They could do that. I didn't think about that. That could be true. Possibility. And they might step up in there. Because you go October 8th. That would be great if they go, to stand for her. Because she's not here no more. So, yeah. I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking about maybe they may just close the whole case out, being that, she's no longer here. That's what I was thinking. But, if the family go there with paperwork of what he been doing, and now this case is open. The second baby mama thinks it's funny and cute. She ain't said a word, honey. Only thing she said, she was licensed to carry. That was it. That was all she said. Hey, Miss D, sweetheart, I'm going to watch the replay and hit the like button. Thank you, Auntie Wanda. How you been, my love? How you been? I know you be working hard, girl. But I know you come through every once in a while. So we would definitely see y'all, like, how will, everything go. And I know that it's going to be people share that funeral because they probably going to share it, Maybe one of my supporters or something will send something to me over the weekend. Because I doubt if I come live tomorrow. Because sometimes, y'all, I got to take a break, y'all, to get my mind back together. My mind, y'all, oof, baby, this been a rough week. I'm doing this case. I'm good, love. Just Handling business. I know that's right, Auntie Wanda. I know that's right. Long as you good, that's good with me, baby. Long as you good, that is good with me, Auntie. Like I said, I know you come through when you can. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, he was licensed. No. Oh, she was licensed to carry? Yes. You didn't know that, Auntie? She was licensed. She had a gun permit. Yes. And listen, now this is what I was told. I don't know. Allegedly, that somebody called CPS on her and told CPS she had just pow somebody and she had a baby in a car with a pow. That's what the word on the curve was, and that's why CPS took her baby. CPS was getting calls on Miss Holly. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, the pow was loaded. It was. So to CPS, that could be, endangerment of a child. You know what I'm saying? Even though you licensed for it, but you carried your child to do a crime with a loaded pow in your car. So CPS can look at that in all different ways. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she had it. Oh, she had it in the trunk. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, she was licensed to carry. Yes, she was licensed to carry. Yes. I believe she had. And then she gonna tell me something. I wouldn't want to be no what's that, CNA, or something, wiping asses. What are you? Do you work now? Do you work? I would never. Girl, what do you do now? This lady was a CNA in school, getting her nurse's degree. You can tell she took damn good care of her son. We can all see that. We all can see that. Okay? We know she took care of herself. She was highly dressed, her and her son. We can see that she had a nice place inside. Okay? Furniture, all of that. We can see that. Okay, so she did have something going on. She just got mixed up with a no good ass, narcissistic ass man that she could not remove herself from because he had a hold on her body, her mind, her soul. He had a hold on her, and that hold was hard to be removed. She tried. She went and got new apartments. He kept coming around to the job, and she tried. Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, it is. That is a tough job, but she was doing it. She was doing it, and we clearly see that she worked because she just sit at her little desk on, her computer doing her work. So we clearly see that she wasn't lying about that. We clearly can see she was a happy person, y'all. I got to give her that. We clearly can see that she loved it to dance. All her videos, she turned up, baby. Okay, very beautiful woman. But I do think that the baby, the little boy, stayed with the dad all the time because maybe of her position, of her job. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have custody of the baby, but she did say he was a great dad. He did a lot of things for the dad, for the little boy, and one of those things was keeping him and making sure he was good. He was going to school. We can give him credit for that, because we clearly did see that he was doing things like that, and he was in the little boy life. That's the only thing I give him credit for. I ain't getting him credit for a goddamn thing that's because he don't deserve it from me. Okay? At all. He don't deserve it from me. Oh, yeah, he probably beat her too. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, she ain't gonna say nothing though. Oh, she ain't gonna definitely say nothing now if he done beat the hell out of her. It's sad. Okay, Miss D. I'm gonna be in the bushes. Okay. Okay, baby. Drive safe, darling. So that's the only thing I will give him credit for, that he was a good dad. He took, the baby, and you can tell, he took care of the baby too. The baby was always well dressed and stuff, going to school and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not gonna give him no credit. I'm not. I believe that he grew hate for baby mama number one. I definitely do believe that. Yep, I believe he grew hate for her. And one thing about a narcissist, they will grow hate for you. And it can lead just into a situation just like this. And I believe that's what happened. I believe he always cheated on her. And he knew that she was a strong woman, and narcissists don't like strong women. Okay? They don't like that. He knew she was the shit. She was strong-minded. She wasn't weak. She had a lot of mouth. She will fight you. Narcissist does not like when you fight power and fight fire with fire. They don't like when you got a lot of mouth. They don't like when you verbally, you can talk and say what you want to talk. You can't pump them. You can't make them be quiet. They'll roll up on you. They don't like that. He didn't like that about her. She was very vocal. He didn't like that. And that will send a narcissist into a spiral. They'll start spiraling out of control, and they will become to hate you. And I believe that's what happened. He became to really hate her. Okay? See, he liked the other baby mama because she was soft-spoken. She was quiet. She probably didn't talk, she didn't have what baby number one had. That's what I'm trying to say. She didn't have that. Okay? So he liked her better. When it comes to a narcissist man or a woman, they don't like a woman with power. They don't like that. And that's what she had. She had power behind everything that she did. Everything she did in life, she had power, and he didn't like that. Hey, open book. He didn't like that. He didn't like that baby number one had power. He liked that baby mama number two, because she didn't have all that good power baby mama number one had. Yeah. And see, he couldn't control baby number one the way he wanted to. She was not going to allow that. He knew he can control the little boy mama. And that's what he was doing. Okay, I hit it back as soon as I finish. But yeah, that's how I go, y'all. That's how I go with the narcissist people, y'all. That's how I go. Open book. Did you see anything yet about the funeral? Did you hear anything, or did you see anything online yet? Because I haven't seen anything. He's using baby mama number two. You better know he is. You better know it. You better know he is, honey. Using her like a mother sucker. He used her to do his dirty work, and he's going to continue to keep using her. See, let me tell you something. Baby daddy, right? The narcissist. He has to keep baby number two around right now. He cannot discard her right now. He has to keep her around right now because he has to see what she's saying, making sure she's talking right. She don't say the wrong thing. So he has to keep her around because he has to know what she's saying to the family and to the goddamn police. Okay? So he's not going to stop messing with her right now. Now, in the long run, if this shit is blown over and nobody get charged, he's not going to be with her no more. He's not going to be with her no more. But right now, this shit is new. It's fresh. He cannot leave her right now. He is stuck right now. Okay? Yeah. So that's how that gonna play out. But if she thinks she's gonna walk down the aisle and get married and all that stuff, that's a damn lie. And the truth ain't been told. Okay? I've been looking, nothing yet. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you probably see something over the weekend, because today my last day till Monday. I gotta rest my brain open book. This been a lot this week. Lord Jesus, have mercy. I gotta rest my brain. Whew. Give my brain a little digestive system here. This been a lot this week. But I didn't mind covering this story because it was very heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't mind covering this story. I didn't. And it's some things that I did want to cover this week. I did not get around to. I did not get around. I did want to cover a story about a mom and her daughter, her 9-year-old daughter. What happened with that story? I want to cover that. I'll probably do that Monday. I think I had like 3 stories to cover this week. I didn't even get a chance to do them because I stayed on this all week. But it's okay. It's cool. It's cool. Fine with me, But I got to rest my brain, y'all. Baby. I got to reset this thing, honey. Listen, when you do this every day, it can become draining. It's a lot. And then, when you're a content creator, you got to go find content. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't easy. You got to get it together. You got to sit. You got to listen to it because you don't want to just bring it out here for your people. You want to sit and listen to it because they may ask you questions and you want to answer their questions. So you got to sit and listen to it. And then, oh, Lord, sometimes y'all just be a lot. It really do. It can be draining sometimes. It really can. It can really be draining. So I don't want people to think it's easy. Because it is not. Especially if you covering good content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yep. Whew. So anybody want to donate me a coffee before I get off? You more than welcome. Because I won't see y'all no more until Monday. And I'll probably look for. I know I got open book. Did you hear about a lady? I gotta find that story. I've been losing so much stories since this. A Chicago mom had a baby recently, and I think she committed suicide. And damn, what's that state? Oh man, I forgot that state. But the baby was a newborn baby, and then the boy looked like maybe he could have been 5 or 6, something like that. And she committed suicide. She threw the kids in the river with her. I didn't understand what happened. I'm gonna see if I find the story. I'm gonna send you the story. Yeah, I just seen that story too. Yeah. She was from Chicago. And I'm like, wow. Why should they do that to the kids though? Maybe she should have took the kids and took them to their dad, to the grandmother. Why should they do that to the children? The children didn't deserve that. Like, I was like, wow. Like, when you're going through something, and she just had the baby, y'all. The baby brand new. Like, what was going on? I was like, I just couldn't even watch the rest of it, y'all. I just stopped watching it. I stopped watching it. I stopped watching it. I was like, now why did she do this to them kids? Why would she take the kids to the river with her? I mean, depression is real. I get it. It's real. But don't do that to those children. Those children did not deserve that. And maybe the kid, I don't know if they're the same fathers. I don't know what the situation was because I didn't really watch it. But I don't know if the father of the children or the father seen signs that something wasn't right. Evidently, they didn't. I don't know. I don't know. But Misty, her mother had just passed away. The lady I'm talking about, Miss Lante? Oh, Lord. You serious? So do you think she was depressed behind that? If you're talking about the same lady I'm talking about? I didn't watch the whole thing, honey. When I heard about the kids show, I just couldn't even... Ooh, Lord Jesus. Wow. Some of these stories y'all I cover, and some I just feel like I just can't. Ugh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I'm gonna send the story to Open Book if I find it again, because I don't know what I did with the child. I just I didn't I clicked out of it. I just clicked out. I didn't want to. Oh, wow. Oh, y'all, I'm looking at her funeral service. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Man, the colors are beautiful. I'm looking at it now, Open Book. Thank you. Wow. Open Book, is that the church or is that a funeral? Is that a church there? That's a big church. This is sad. Rest in peace, baby girl. She a lot of love. Lot of love. The colors are beautiful. I like the colors. Thank you, Open Book. I appreciate that, baby. Well, it looked like to me that's a police car there. Yeah, like to me they got police out here on the scene, baby. That's what it looked like. Wow. God bless her family. God get his family peace and confidence. Be offensive around his family. This is oof. Oh, they did her pictures pretty too. Okay. Okay, you can see they put her away very well. You can see that. Very well, baby. Very well. Well, guys. Yes, she is watching over the family. Yes, she is, Brittany. Yes. Well, y'all, I'm going to get up off of here. The only reason I come live tomorrow, y'all, if I really have some, some shit I want to talk about this situation here. That's the only reason. If I feel like I need to talk, I will. Okay. So, y'all, I see y'all. If not tomorrow, Monday. I love you guys. Thank y'all for timing in. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, sis, for the coffee. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Miss Lady, I don't know if you're still here. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. You have really been here supporting, throughout this whole entire thing. I appreciate you so much. In a situation like this, you got to try to keep it well. Okay, Miss D, another great live. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. So we'll see. But I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all day. Be blessed. And I want y'all to always remember, stay prayed up, and always keep God first in everything you do. Always keep God first. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much, Brittany. You too, Miss CC. You have a blessed day too, sweetie. Same to you. I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna go through the streets and shit and see if anybody, like posting the thing of, the funeral with her and stuff like that, and mainly probably go to. I love when I watch your replays. We have. Thank you so much, sis. Appreciate that. Thank you. That color that her family wore to the funeral, that's a pretty color. They had on peach and white. That's pretty. Well, you can tell that, honey, they ain't need no money from nobody for that funeral. Well, you can tell that, goddamn it. Okay? You can definitely tell that. That's for sure. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys. If not tomorrow, I'll see you guys Monday. But like I said, if I feel like I got to come out here tomorrow, I will, right? And I will put up, I will make a thumbnail and let y'all know, if I do go live tomorrow. Okay? And if y'all don't see no thumbnail, y'all know I'm not going live. But if y'all see a thumbnail, y'all come on in and rock out with me. Yes, that's pretty. Yes, exactly. Once they see her and becomes a reality. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody grieve different, shit. Some people probably ain't gonna take it until they get to that grave site. And then, because that's where it really hits you at with your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? That's where it really, really hits you at. When you go into that, when you get to that grave site. So, mm-mm. Okay, guys. I keep saying I'm gonna leave, right? Y'all, I just can't wrap my head around this, y'all. I really can't. It's like it got me stuck because I can't believe it. I just can't, y'all. I can't. I'm just still trying to wrap my head around it. I'm really, really is. It's a lot. I just say for all women and especially these young girls coming up, don't stay in a relationship like that. Don't. Please don't. Love yourself more. I know it hurts. I know it can get hard. Walk away. If you feel like you can't do it alone, get some help. Someone can help you walk away. Give you some good advice to walk away. Let them tell you the things that you need to hear, not what you don't need to hear. You know what I mean? Because that's what I would do for a person. If I know that they are very in a nasty, toxic relationship, I would do my best to try to, walk them through it, be there for them, hug them when they need a hug. I'd rather for them to cry every day to end up in a situation like this. I really do. I think I would feel a little better of the situation if one of the two was behind bars. Maybe that's how I'm feeling too, Miss Lady, because, baby, I just can't do it. Like, I just cannot believe this lady is gone. And nobody is in jail for this. I feel like you feel, girl. I feel like you feel. Yes, I do. Like, y'all both gonna walk these streets. So what is this? Cause I'm like that lady. Okay, yeah. You had a restraining order. You got a gun, a weapon to carry, license, all that. But so if you come into a situation like this again, is this how you're gonna handle the situation again? I'm just asking. Is this the way that Holly will handle her situation again when it comes to anything? If Holly feels like if she in danger and she sees somebody with a restraint and she had a restraining order on them, what Holly would do? She would think the best interest is to go back to her car again and get her pow and gun them down. If this is what Holly thinking that she can do again to someone? I'm just asking a question here. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Miss Lady. Yeah. Somebody else had said that too. And some of the chat I was in the other day. Somebody said that. Now, did they take her weapon? I don't know. That's the question right there I can't answer. I don't know if they took her weapon. I don't know. I just know CPS took her son and gave her son to her mother. And CPS came to the father's house and got baby mama number one son from him and took him to his grandma's house. That's how the grandma got him. They stopped him in his tracks. Wow. Exactly, Miss Lady. So sad. I can't get over this situation. It's unbelievable. She should have been in line with her son. What is the family telling the son about the mother? Well, he know his mother's no longer here. He does know that. But I don't know if they actually told him the reason why she's not here and what really took place. That part I don't know. But he do know his mom is deceased. He knew that from day one. Maybe after the funeral or whatever, maybe the grandmother could maybe sit him down and talk to him and, probably go over some things with him, I mean, she's gonna have to eventually because he's close to his dad. So he may start even asking the grandmother, Grandma, could I go to Daddy's house? Grandma, could I call my dad? So she's gonna have to sit down and explain something to him. Because what the grandmother's gonna say when, maybe if he start asking questions like that. Because he can't be around his dad at this point. Yeah. But the family say they are fighting for full custody. That's what they said. They're fighting for full custody. Exactly, Brittany. It's just so sad. I think about this story day in and day out. Yes. He will hate his father when he gets older, poor baby. A big possibility, baby. Absolutely. I mean, shit, he got every right to. Well, y'all, let me get up off here so I can eat. Just think about it when she told enough this mother is gone and has had brother and mother, father, girlfriend killed. I mean, by the time that little boy get around about, I say about 12 or 13, he probably not already done processed it. And he gonna really tell his grandmother how he feel. I mean, he'll probably tell his grandmother how he feel now, because these kids, honey, they smart, honey. Shit. These little kids, they smart. For real, for real. No lie. They really are. Shit, he may tell CPS himself that he don't want to ever see his father again, or he don't want to go to his father's house. You never know, because CPS is good. CPS have to stay in communication with the grandmother because it's an open case. Oh, I didn't cook nothing yet, Brittany. I got to decide when I'm gonna cook. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna cook. I don't even know, Brittany. Oh Lord, I gotta think fast though, because I am hungry. For real. For real, for real. Well, y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I thought they would keep the pow because they might keep it, Brittany. I'm not sure. That's why I said I don't know if they took it or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe they did. Well, shit. If they let her go from jail, then I'm quite sure they probably didn't take it, Brittany. I had to think about that. Yeah. If they let her go with no charges filed, Brittany, they probably didn't even take it, Brittany. She probably still got it, Brittany. Yep. She probably still got it. I wouldn't be surprised. I had to think about that one. Okay, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. All righty. I love you guys. Love you. And y'all always know I don't have to always be live for y'all to send me a coffee, okay? Because I'll drop my coffee link in this replay chat. So, if you want to send one while I'm not live, you definitely could. I don't have to always be live for that. So, yeah, it is, Brittany. It is. But I had to think about it when you asked that. Yeah, because, that is something to think about. Did they let her keep it? And then I say, yeah, they probably did. If they didn't lock her up for it, yeah. They feel like, hey, we let her keep her gun too. Ain't that something terrible? But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love. Thank y'all for timing in. I love you guys. Thank you, Miss Lady, because you've been here all week, girl. You too, Brittany. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.